Welcome back to our second episode of Real Estate Real Talk, where we give you the real tea on DXB Realty. Our guest today is Alsheikh Alesaid, who is my partner and my brother as well.
Proud to be your brother.
Hi, Ali.
Hi, Baha.
It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here. I'm always here. Good to be here.
I want you to tell us a bit about your journey in real estate and pretty much how you started.
She convinced me to get into real estate. I was doing events in Saudi Arabia. I came to Dubai. My first week, I got hired in this. What was the company's name?
I don't remember. We don't need to say it anyway.
I got hired. I stayed for a week. I came back one day. She was chilling at home. I was like, yo, we can do this alone. We don't need to work under a company. This is so easy. I mean, not easy, but like this is very feasible. And it doesn't need that much like capital, basically.
Ali, come on. You were like, why would I split? Why would I give my money to anyone? I want it all for myself. And I was like, but they have operations to run. You're like, let's run the operations. Okay, say it like it is.
Yeah, right. So then that's it. That's when we started. We started at home, me and Duha. We closed our first deal on our first day.
Yeah, I
For
remember
2 deals.
that. I remember.
Yeah, on our first day starting our own business, no trade license, nothing. Please don't come arrest us.
Don't say that. Yeah.
We closed under another company.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We're freelancers and we closed under another company. It was COVID times, okay? Things were different.
And it was the day I came back from my company. I was like, yo, we can do this alone. So we actually did it alone. On our first day, we closed 2 deals together. We used the money to get a nice house to start the company, basically. It was all used as cash. We literally had like, I think, $250,000, and 3 days later, we were dead broke. Huh?
3 days before. Oh, you mean after we got paid?
Yeah.
Yeah. We splurged.
Yeah,
We splurged. You're like, PS5, new apartment. What do we want?
2 rental cars,
I
let's go.
remember.
Yeah.
Speaking of 2 rental cars, I still remember we took a cab all the way to Ahmad Sales Center. Do you remember that? And we were like, this is embarrassing, but we kept looking at the speedometer. We were like, oh, it's 160. And we were like, oh, it exceeded 100. Oh, it exceeded 150. And I remember
Right, we have to close this. We have to close this.
And I know this, but I think it's very interesting for the audience. Who do you think you work best with as clients?
70% of my pipeline or the clients I have a good relation with and I do deals with are just crypto gurus. And remember first day when I started, I was like, I'm targeting crypto guys.
I remember that.
Targeting crypto millionaires.
I think you manifested that actually.
It just happened, Yani.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you'd even get people like from normal data or from the marketing campaigns, but
I know all of them from cold calling, basically. Everyone I know now, everyone I work with was from cold calling when we first started. And I was telling Daha, I'm just going to work with crypto millionaires. I need crypto millionaires in my pipeline. And 70% of them now are crypto millionaires.
True.
Ta-da.
I noticed you don't really like first-time investors. You always push them my way. Why is that?
They ask too many questions. They always want discounts. And it's just too much, you know. The job shouldn't be that hard. Investing shouldn't be that hard. When I'm buying my first property, I'm not asking questions. I see something, I like it, I take it. And this is what my clients do. They're in different countries and they just send transactions basically. So
Guys, we're different people, different styles. First-time investor, I got you, okay? Don't worry.
don't talk to me if you're a first time investor.
Ask the hard questions. I'm there every step of the way. That's a very interesting target audience, like I said. And I think what everyone would have in mind, or I think the question that would come to everyone's mind is, how do you convince crypto investors to invest in real estate? Because usually crypto investors are so fixated on crypto and like the high ROIs and like, why would I go buy real estate? So how do you tackle that?
So my first deal with a crypto guy I was talking to this guy for a year and he was teaching me about crypto and I was talking to him about real estate and blah, blah. So I used to send him a nice project like, yo, get this, look at this, blah, blah, blah. He'll send me a screenshot of his crypto wallet and he made like 1% today, which is like, not even one, like 6, 7, what you make 1 year in real estate. And he's like, and you want me to buy real estate? And he sent me like, he made $200,000 in a day. So how I convinced him was, what you make in a day is enough to get a ready property or a down payment for something amazing. And it's not going to affect you. And then this is pocket change for you. So if you can make the down payment of a property every day, once you pay the down payment, the other payments are nothing for you. And you can buy through crypto. And that's where they're interested. Like, I can transfer from my crypto wallet, but
So they're interested because it's kind of a way to liquidify their crypto.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm talking to this guy who never believed in real estate, and now he's liquidating his crypto wallet with X million amount, and it's all going into real estate.
So why is he liquidating?
Because I think I just annoyed him. Yeah, I think I just spoke to him too much. I annoyed him.
Anna, I think your demographics of buyers, which is crypto billionaires basically, I do think these are huge risk takers, right? So I think in that department, it's much easier for them to pick up a property because real estate at the end of the day is so much safer too, right?
Exactly.
And I think that's the element that, I don't know, I mean, I guess that you could play at. No, you don't?
No.
They don't really look for safety?
No, they don't really look for safety, and most of them buy just to flex. Most of them, like, they just buy something to flex. And when it comes to a project that, like, I want the best unit in this project, I don't care what happens, just give me the best unit in this project. And I find whatever best unit is, like we call them the golden nugget, me and all of them, like, a golden nugget in a project. And they just buy blindly once I tell them this is the unique thing. The best thing about them is they don't really ask much, and another best thing about them is they teach me they teach me as much as I teach them about real estate.
You're both selling to each other investments.
Exactly, and I never thought I would be into crypto or holding some coins or whatever, but I am now.
You literally have it on your screen.
Exactly.
Okay, no, that's interesting. I think that's a pretty cool market to have, actually. I'm very far away.
And they're cool. I don't have to wear suits. I don't have to, like, we close deals on the beach. We close deals on a living room, just chilling, watching Netflix or something. So they're really cool, and they match my energy, basically. So I always had this problem with the high. She used to tell me, you need to dress like this, you need to do that, you need to cut your hair, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wait.
Watch.
Exactly. And if I wore a suit, I believe these guys would have never bought from me. And if I was that typical real estate agent, they would have never bought from me.
No, I guess it makes sense now, first of all, seeing it bring results. And second of all, I guess having that clear understanding of who is your target market, who is your audience, and having an audience that you're comfortable with in your own skin is priceless.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. It is. I agree with that. So on that note, what advice would you give to agents in Dubai?
Find a niche. It's all about finding a niche. When I first started, I was all over the place.
Ali literally wanted to sell everything. I'm not even joking. He used to stress me out. Like, let's do this villa, let's do this plot. Ajman has a property. I'm like, focus.
Yeah, exactly. I used to do like small deals, but I really skyrocketed when I found my niche. When I stuck to my niche, basically. So for every real estate agent, just find the niche, find the community, start with the community. How I started was I was a Creek specialist. Yeah, I was a Creek specialist, and all these people I got to know from cold calls, yani. So find the niche. Even if you feel like no progress is happening, just give it time. And eventually everything will be like, the light will be seen, basically. So find the niche, stick to your niche, and just go in all day. I used to make calls literally all day. Some people tell me, why are you calling me at 10 p.m.? I'm going to report you. I'm like, okay, report me. Next. So find the niche and stick to it. That's it.
I think this episode's going to get us in trouble, but let's go. Let's move with it.
No, it was before cold calls were illegal, though.
Yeah, because, okay, guys, let me just make this very clear. We invest heavily on campaigns, and most of our calls are actually hot calls. Even the cold calls, quote unquote, are actually recycled leads that turn into data, because statistically speaking, leads after 3 weeks are data. So we have a ton of numbers, but these are all people who initially expressed some sort of interest, whether on our website or on our social media. Right? Just making that clear, putting it out there. And
another advice I would give agents is test other agents, go to Property Finder, call these listed units, see how they talk. Very boring, very unprofessional. So I called a unit once. I think you were with me. Sir, you want 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, or 3 bedroom? I called you for this
I
unit.
remember
Like,
that.
you want 1 bedroom, and I was just testing.
This for yourself or for your family?
Yeah, this for yourself or for investment. Okay, sir, how much you want to pay? Okay, sir, I will get back to you. And they're never there. خلاص, they're gone. يعني. It's very, very, very easy to be unique in this market. It's very easy to stand out. It's very easy to be seen as the best agent. Because to be very honest, competition is weak. It's weak.
I think
it's
the
dead.
I think the
You're a
bad
fish
thing.
swimming with the sharks.
Okay, I think the crazy thing about the competition is not necessarily their strength points, but I think it's their volume. I think it's how many agents there actually are is what makes it hard, rather than the quality of agents. And it's very interesting actually that you said call agents, because I always say this to the team too, right? That you are smarter and more presentable. You're most probably, even you who's actually putting in the effort to go on this podcast and watch, you're most probably smarter, more knowledgeable, have a better head on your shoulders than 70% of the people doing this practice out there. Back to the point you mentioned about having a niche, it's also very interesting because I was talking to the team about this actually a couple days ago, and I remember telling them, imagine a barber, right? A barber who has an Instagram profile where the bio says, cut all types of hairs at any time for anyone, right? And then another barber that has a bio that says, I do last minute haircuts. Who do you think is going to get more calls?
Last minute haircuts.
Even though that doesn't necessarily mean that people who need last minute haircuts are more than people who want all types of haircuts, but it's just because he specified exactly who he's targeting, what he's looking at. So definitely second that advice and the other one as well. And thank you for that insight. I'm done, guys. So annoying.
We did sibling podcast.
You made bank? Yalla, dinner's on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's on me, man.
And it's to stay on that note as well. The two advice you give out to agents are incredible. I agree with them. What about investors? What advice would you give to investors in the market?
Trust your agent. That's it.
But I don't think that's a fair advice, because like, what if the agent
Some
is
agents
not-
are. I don't know. What advice I would give to investors? Don't overthink it. Just take the leap. And at the end of the day, 99% of the projects in Dubai are worth buying. 99% of the projects in Dubai end up making you money. How 99% of the projects in Dubai end up selling quick. Yani. You do have these. Can I say the developer's name?
No, defamation. You can't.
All right, 95%.
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna be like,
95%. Okay, 95% of the projects in Dubai make sense and they're actually like good investments. I would say if you're an investor, just look at the numbers. If they make sense, just take that leap basically. And if you're a homeowner, do your research about the developer that you're getting from, know the quality that you're buying, and take that leap again. And it's really, I think it's very simple, and that's why I don't work with first-time home buyers, because they complicate it a lot.
I mean, I do agree with you that fear is honestly the devil. And as much as it's important to do your due diligence, I also think that fear makes you miss opportunities. Like if,
Exactly.
when you open that door to fear, when you entertain it, even though the facts say otherwise, then you're pretty much self-sabotaging at that point, right?
Exactly,
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Anything else you would say to investors?
Contact me. I got you. I'm the shark swimming with fish.
By the way, shark is not a good term.
Why?
It's like sharky, like you eat everybody else, like you look after yourself.
I eat agents, not investors.
No.
I'm a shark. I eat agents. Agents are fish. I'm a shark. I don't eat investors, obviously. You see how all my clients like me. We go out. I'm invited to Greece in December.
The other day we asked Ali to, because we post reviews about everyone in the company every couple of days. So we asked Ali to get us a nice review from one of his clients. We're like, go ask one of your clients to give you a review. We'll take a screenshot. We'll edit it, we'll post it on Instagram. And he texted one of his clients who recently bought from him, and he was like, give me a review. He was like, you're cool, man. It's like, you're cool.
Our first was like, what the why? So it's like, just give me one. They need one. It's like, you're cool, bro. You're cool.
Very
I'm not a
interesting.
shark when it comes to investors. I believe in long-term business partnership. I will always have your best interest in mind. I would never sell you something I would never buy. And this is proven by how you see me and my clients. Me and my clients I would say my clients are my best friends in Dubai. When I came to Dubai, I was complaining to Doha that everyone here is fake. I don't like no one in Dubai. Everyone's just too busy working, blah, blah. But once I got to know clients, investors, the relationship became more friendly.
That's true, but this is too real for the podcast, but it's true.
Yeah,
It's
too
true.
friendly.
Speaking of advice to investors and investments, what do you think right now? I'm catching you off guard with this one, but what do you think right now is the best investment in Dubai?
What are you talking about? Long-term, short-term, ROI,
Just
capital appreciation?
look, just the best investment in Dubai. Base it off of you right now as Ali. What would you buy? What would you put your money in real estate in Dubai?
I would put my money honestly in Expo City.
Mm-hmm.
I would put my money in Dubai land if I'm looking for capital appreciation. I would also put my money in Creek if I'm looking for high ROI and long-term capital appreciation. It's more for long. Dubai land, I would say, would appreciate more than Creek. So you have Creek, Dubai land, Expo City. I don't really believe in that Maktoum area. You do.
I don't anymore, actually. You know, I did my research, and this is the reason I think I was always so skeptical about selling it. That's why I never actually sold it to anyone, because I was like, I'm like 70% sure. But then looking around and just kind of like making logic out of all of it, it is true that everywhere I'mar builds, the city kind of follows. And that might be the only guarantee that prices will be maintained at least. But being right next to the airport is not actually necessarily a selling point. If you look at Mirdif right now, because it's next to the airport, it's 70%.
Everyone's leaving it.
Exactly.
Everyone's complaining about planes just flying 5 centimeters above the
Exactly. It's very noisy. It's very loud. However, I do think that area will appreciate, just not so much close proximity to the airport. So I still believe you mentioned Expo City, which is actually in Dubai South.
But it's the start of Dubai South.
But Dubai South is so big, you know? So a part of it, yes, will not. The part that's close to the airport would not. Expo City in Dubai South is actually 20 minutes away from Emaar South, and will definitely see appreciation and high ROI.
Yeah.
And the same thing I think applies to, or I firmly believe actually applies to Jebel Ali district, whether it's Hills, Palm, Jebel Ali mainland, downtown. It will also appreciate because it's not that close to the airport, but it's still on like the
I never
southern.
focused on that area. That's the thing. I never tried to know any project over there. I just ignored it. They're like, oh, Maktoum is gonna come, world's biggest airport, Emar's building. I'm like, alright, cool, but I just didn't.
No,
focus
I
on it.
think you're actually missing out a lot when it comes to the southern part of Dubai. It's definitely where the future is, but it's a very, very long-term vision. Like by the time we see fruition in terms of capital appreciation or even ROI for that matter, we're looking at an average of 8 years down the line that we actually start seeing numbers, you know, coming into being tangible, like actual tangible results. Dubai land though.
Dubai land. When I say these communities, Creek, you can get an apartment. But when I say Dubai South, Dubai land or Expo City, or the area going to Al Ain, like Elwood, the Valley, I'm talking about villas only. I'm not talking about apartments. If you want to buy an apartment, get one in Creek. But me personally, I suggest villas. I would put my money on villas or townhouses, especially in gated communities.
Same.
I wouldn't put my money in an apartment, to be honest. And that's why none of my clients buy apartments. We're all villa buyers. And when I mention these areas, whatever area I mention in any time in this podcast, I mean villas. No matter what the area is, I'm talking about villas or townhouses.
And that just comes down to supply and demand, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a shortage of villas and townhouses, and we've been seeing since 2020 the mass movement has been towards those. And I think also that's why it's being very controlled by the real estate authority, this amount of supply, because just to maintain that value.
You've been asking me a lot of questions. Let me ask you something.
I'm a host. I ask the questions. Offensive.
What's your biggest deal?
That's confidential information. Look, I'm blushing. That's confidential.
Confidential? You're not gonna say it? Come on, flex شوية يعني.
Nah, I can't.
طيب wait. What's your smallest deal?
My smallest deal, I think it was that apartment in Sports City. And it was so stressful too, like 350K. Remember the flight attendant?
Oh,
Remember?
okay, yeah.
It was so
Mine was
stressful.
400.
No, it wasn't even. I can swear it didn't reach 400. I think it was like 370. And it was so stressful. Like, we had to work so much for that deal.
You had to work so much.
True.
I dipped.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I remember this one time we were standing like in front of the office. It was 10 p.m. and I was showing her how she has to change her number on DLD, and I had this moment of realization, like, I think I'm making like 6K, man.
Not 6K.
Even lower.
Yeah, even lower.
I think it was like
not
3K actually.
Yeah. I didn't even think it reached the thousands, yeah, that's okay. Because
Yeah,
Marwan was there, and yeah. I don't think it reached the thousands, yeah.
And it's very funny because at that time we were already doing like high value deals. But I guess this
The
is...
thing with Daha is whoever comes her way, she'll help him out. And that's why I throw my people at her. Like, low budget first time, okay, I'll give you my top closer's number. Just go talk to him.
And it sucks so much when those clients are like, oh, you're just here for the sale. I'm like, do you know how much I'm making from that? I'm not interested in this at all. I'm actually trying to help you out. But yeah, no, I'm actually I'm not starting to say no, but I'm learning to delegate more to the team.
Who am I giving my clients to then?
The team. Yeah.
اشتغل معاهم ضبط امور couple. Nice one.
Yeah, that was my smallest deal.
What was your first deal?
My first deal was actually rental or sales? Or first ever?
The better story.
Okay, so my first deal was actually a rental in Palm Jumeirah.
You got robbed هناك.
No, that was a rent. That was the sales where I got
okay.
finessed. It was a rental in Palm Jumeirah, and you know who it was? Yes.
No way.
Yes. Who is still my client, and now I'm the broker for the whole family. I do all their real estate transactions, whether it's rentals, resale, the cousin wants to buy, someone's getting married. I even go to like family functions and funerals. And that was my first ever deal in real estate. Funerals. And he texted me, he's like, my wife's mom passed away. Yeah,
you have a weird relationship with them. Weird relationship.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah, suddenly you come like, oh, I'm going to eat kapsa.
Oh, yeah. Because it's more of like a friendship now, honestly. With the family. Like, his girls are my age. We're kind of catching up from time to time. And that was actually my first ever deal. I remember I was so nervous that he literally told me, ارتاحي مو مشكلة عادي ارتاحي راح ناخدها. And I was like, really? You're going to take it? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm not going to get fired.
Tell about the Palm Jumeirah when you got finessed.
So I was working on a sales, and I was working with Sharks, right? I was working in a very big agency. See, that's why I told you Sharks is not good. I was working in a very big agency.
You have PTSD.
I was working in a very big agency, like top closers, and I was doing real estate for 2 months or maybe even like 1 month and a half at that time. And I managed to get this listing in Palm. At that time, it was 30 million, which that price is not available today, just so you know. So you should have picked it up at that time. And you can pick up today because it won't be available. But anyway, I'm not trying to sell here. And I managed to get the guy because he was Arab, and we kind of clicked culturally. And I went and I spoke to him, and I was very open with him that I've actually never sold before. I'm doing rentals, but I know I will dedicate time and effort, and I'm smart, I'll learn quick. And he gave me the listing, and no one else in the market had the listing. So when I went to the company and I was super happy, I'm like, hey, look, I got this 30M Palm. I could sense these people weren't really happy for me, but I was like, maybe I'm just imagining things. And they're like, oh, you got it. Okay, which villa number is this? And then they asked like one of the board of directors to calling and like, what? How does he not have this villa? Because he's a palm specialist. Anyway, long story short, they were like, you're new, so you have to work with someone on this villa, right? And I was like, okay, and budget because I ما كنت حقدر يعني to close. I wouldn't be able to. So we worked on it. I remember I went to this villa like, so I captured sunset, sunrise by the, like I kept going taking pictures, and then when they were like, we're done giving you pictures, I hired my own photographer. Like I invested a lot in it, and I think we did around like 6 viewings until the last one we got an offer. And at that time I was very naive to like the market practices in terms of, you know, broker licensing. They didn't give me the license, which is their obligation to. And I didn't understand that. I did understand the concept of A-to-A agreement, which is agent to agent agreement, but I didn't know it was applicable within the company. So anyway, so this guy got we did the 7th viewing and we got an offer on the table. And I was there on the viewing and I saw the guy making the offer and everything. And the next day offer was accepted. It was sold. I came like super hyped and I was like, I remember I went to the team leader who is now the CEO. And I was like, oh, I got this transacted and stuff. And then he's like, it doesn't show here on the CRM. And I was like,
So you got robbed by someone from the same company?
Same company.
Damn, I didn't know that.
By my own team. You didn't know that?
No. Damn.
I remember I texted you guys. I was crying.
Yeah, but I thought someone like from outside.
No, inside the company.
No
They
way.
took, yeah, because I had the listing on the CRM. So they took it off the CRM. I don't have a broker license. I don't have an A-to-A to protect me. Nothing. And then when I started like getting emotional and stuff in front of them, I was like, how can you do this to me? And they're just like, if you're going to cause a scene, we're going to have to call the police.
No way.
Yeah. And then I left. Never came back
I would have real
again.
estate on the spot.
I remember I texted you guys, remember? And I sent videos of me crying. Like, they took 600K and it was a 600K commission. And the thing is now, reflecting back, I think they're very stupid because they could have had an agent who was able to close a 30 million villa on her first month. Like, don't you think that's a valuable asset to the company? Instead of just being like, oh no, you're out here taking 600. What will 600K do to you as an agency? But yeah, I guess we live and we learn, yeah?
Yep. Now we eat agents.
You know, I think, you know, they say that when you're completely like healed from something, you say it without feeling anything. I felt nothing.
I feel كده.
You?
Yeah.
Why?
Do you know his name?
And I remember I called a lawyer. Do you remember that?
No.
I called a lawyer and he was like, there's nothing you can do because you didn't protect yourself, and they have a full legal team. Like, it's a very well-known company. It's okay. Breathe. Okay, guys, I think we have to wrap this up.
You know
He's
his
not
name?
feeling okay. No, I don't. No.
Do you know his name?
No, I don't. Okay, guys, thank you for coming to this episode, and we'll see you on the next one, inshallah, with a more interesting guest, ya Ali.
I'm coming for you.
Zone that. Thank you for joining us on this episode, and we'll see you on the next one, inshallah, where we'll dive into more interesting topics.
Don't forget to subscribe, join the ride, Real Estate Real Talk, your guide worldwide.